Okay, here we go. Two Zoom meetings or what? Okay. Where's my other participant? Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look at some academic response frames. It Kinsella, peer feedback, narrative, summary response, justification paragraph, argument frame. Okay. Are there any descriptive frames? Let's take a look. A tenant response needs a detailed sentence and use words. Okay. Why am I waiting? Okay. Hey, Myri. How are
Ms
you?
is just gonna join soon.
Oh, no worries. Sorry it took a while there. I thought I had admitted you and then looked like you were joining for a second. Um, all right, we'll wait for her and then I'm gonna just so
Morning.
one of the things I'm gonna do, I've been communicating, your mom has kind of just asking how everything is going and it still seems like I think we needed to practice some concise or concision exercises. Uh, Concision meaning being concise in our writing. So I'm going to pick up something that I kind of told your mom that we're working on, and I thought it would be a great way because I think you already know what we've been kind of working towards the last couple sessions, just really being concise in our writing. Um, Reducing the reading grade level. And I've been doing a little bit of research on that because I know that you really believe um, that you need to have a higher vocabulary in order to get higher grades. And I don't want to give you the impression that that is completely false. Um, but it's a matter of, as I said, I'm going to give you some information today, which I think will help you. So we're going to dive right in. But what I want to do, yeah, and let me go ahead and share my screen. So you're kind of, I'm not talking in a vacuum here. Um, okay, yeah, so we're going to be able to watch a couple videos today, maybe up to three, if you feel like it's helping. And let me edit this. I'll cut and paste some thoughts that I have here. All right, so this is great. Um, Let me space this out. So just a summary of things we've been working on. three. Okay, almost done. All right. So the problems with their writing, as I see it right now, um, and I believe you are headed in the right direction. Many of the big words you are choosing are not appropriate in any sense. Okay. Some of the words you're choosing just do not make any sense in terms of, I know what you're thinking. So the intelligence, the thoughtfulness, the learning is there, but the word that you're using um, is not quite the right word. That's why when we're teaching vocabulary, we teach example, non-example, definition, analogy, illustration, sentence, and even then, it does take time. You need to use the words to know their proper use. Um, I don't think we should be too simplistic with our words either. However, the other thing we need to work on, so let me finish here, is sentences themselves to keep them small, simple, declarative. And I found some really great helps for us. But okay, so continuing this first thought here, number two. Sorry, readability is not appropriate and should be at eighth grade or below. Okay. Many of the big words you're choosing, blah, 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 not appropriate. Some are marginally appropriate, and perhaps 25% of the time the word is completely appropriate. So that will take time to fine tune your grasp of vocabulary. It takes years. It takes years to really find the shades of meaning. And even then, if you don't use a word, like I used to be so familiar with a lot of words because I used to read a lot more. But since I've not been reading as much, sometimes I really have to look a word up to see, how am I supposed to use this word? So even I get a little rusty with time. Number three, need fewer words. For a while, abandon complex, compound, and compound complex sentences. Aim for the simple sentences until you have gained the control and can build back slowly. Fact, I did produce something here. Um, Let me try to find it. Complex. Okay. How about compound? Oh, that's not found here. Let's do this. Okay, it's not there either. Weird. Okay. Read and post. I thought I'd give you examples of compound sentences. That's not them. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So just to support what we're trying to do here. All right. So here are just for review. So let's all take turns. Um, Somebody read the first entry. I'll read the second. Somebody read the third, and then somebody read the fourth. So, simple sentence. Go ahead, one of you.
Sharon plays basketball every afternoon.
Okay. One independent clause, straightforward subject and verb. Um, two,
Like
compound
compact.
sentence. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You said,
Yeah, number two.
oh, a compound sentence. Karen plays basketball every afternoon, and he practices free throws after dinner.
Yeah, so two independent clauses joined by coordinating conjunction and. Okay. Um, I'll read the third complex sentence. Sharon plays basketball every afternoon because he wants to make the school team. One independent clause, which is the first part, Sharon plays basketball every afternoon. That's dependent. Plus one dependent clause because he wants to make the school team. Okay. And then finally, someone read the fourth example.
Um, Kieran plays basketball every afternoon because he wants to make the scoop team and he practices free throws after that.
Okay, after dinner. Which of these four do you tend to write the most? So I will start. I think I usually use compound sentences a lot, and it used to be my writing didn't vary very much. It didn't change very much, so it would be kind of tiring to read. Myri, what kind do you think that you tend to write the most? One, two,
The
three, or
last one.
four? The
The
last
last
one?
one.
Yeah, I think so. Um, I think at times I'm sure that you've written more than one dependent clause. Might be a couple, right?
Mhm.
So here's a good point here. If you give your reader more than one dependent clause, it becomes very confusing because now you got to keep track of all these conditions within the sentence. And then how about Kushi?
The last one.
You think the last one is the one that you use the most?
Mhm.
Yeah, so here's the thing. What what do you think we should try to aim for? All of number one, all of number two, all of three, all of four. Which are you going to try to aim for? So I will start. Um, I think that in a given paragraph, I would probably vary the sentence structure between, let's say, 25% simple sentences, probably um, 30 to 50% compound sentences, and maybe another 25%. Actually, I would say 35% simple sentences, 50% compound, and the rest would either be complex or compound complex sentences. And I think that I would probably, and I'm speaking as somebody who's read thousands of essays over the years, I would probably, although don't don't think that this is a rule. I'm not making a rule, but I'm saying for myself, a lot of times I think that if I have not used a compound complex sentence by the time I reach the conclusion, I want to give the reader something different so that the reader kind of feels that the rhythm of the essay as they read it has shifted. And this oftentimes is proper pacing. And so I think that's what makes an essay way more readable. All right. So, what are your thoughts, Mayuri, on what you're going to try to aim for?
Positive.
Which one?
Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Which kinds are you going to do? A combination of several of these? And if so, is there one that you're going to favor more than the other?
The combination, yeah.
Sorry, let
Like
me
most,
move my control so I can see. Okay, sorry, go
like
ahead.
mainly excluding like the compound, like complex sentence. Yeah, but
Oh, you would mainly exclude the compound complex.
yeah.
Wow, I think that's a great goal. Yeah. I'm going to show you some steps later today that are going to help all of us to um, make our writing more concise. So you're going to see some specific tricks on this. Some of them which I already used. So I felt good looking at these videos. And how about Kushi? How about you?
Um, which one I would like want to do? Or
Well, would you use like moving forward? Would you use a combination of these four? Would you use one more than the other? Um, like, there's no really right answer.
I'd probably use the compound one the most because like it's like an integration of both like simple and it includes the fanboy and it's like includes the fanboy and as well, which like I would favor that sentence the most probably.
And remind me what fanboy is. I've heard that before.
Like for and nor but or so. I mean, or yet.
Okay. Okay. Those are different types of transitions.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Um, let's start to watch some of these videos here. Um, okay. I asked specifically if students will receive higher grades if their writing is complex. So this came from Google Gemini, which is a form of AI. While writing with big words and long sentences, at a 12th grade reading level can potentially contribute to higher grades, that it's not a guaranteed formula for success and can even be detrimental if not done correctly. Why it might help demonstrates vocabulary knowledge. Using precise and sophisticated language can show a strong grasp of vocabulary, which is essential for effective communication and a key indicator of academic success. Shows understanding complex ideas. Long sentences used effectively can help convey nuanced and complex thoughts, which is vital in academic writing. I somewhat disagree with that because I think that you can have a bunch of simpler sentences. You can have compound sentences. They don't have to be complex necessarily, but you can put transitions between those sentences to show those relationships, right? Um, and this is how you bring your reader along. Those transitions are very important. Um, shows understanding of complex ideas. Long sentences used effectively can, I already read that, aligns with academic expectations in some cases. Academic writing often involves a level of formality and complexity not found in casual writing. I wish it wouldn't have said all that way because it gives a wrong impression. However, it does say why it might not help. Reduces clarity and readability. Overusing complex words and long sentences can make writing difficult to understand and hinder effective communication. Clarity and conciseness are highly valued in academic writing. May lead to errors. Using words or sentence structures incorrectly can detract from the quality of the writing and negatively impact the grade. Focuses on style over substance. Teachers are primarily interested in the content and arguments presented in the writing, not just the complexity of the language used. Can be misinterpreted. Attempting a higher reading level without a solid understanding of the nuances of academic language can lead to misinterpretations and confusion. The most crucial factor is clarity and effective communication of ideas. Instead of focusing solely on achieving a specific reading level or using complex language, students should prioritize clarity and precision, ensure the writing is easy to understand and the message is conveyed accurately, coherence and structure, organize ideas logically and use transitions to guide the reader. Conciseness, use only the necessary words to express ideas effectively. Um, so there's this balance, what I'm noticing here, right? It's the kind of sentence you use, and it's the kind of words that you use. You can use complex words, but here's the thing: if you're going to use long, words with uh, a large number of syllables, and it's the highest level word you can think of, and you combine that with nothing but complex compound sentences, your reader's going to go crazy. They're not going to understand. So you have to have a balance there if you're going to do that. Okay. What are your thoughts on that? How do you think that might benefit your reader and your own learning?
Um, it like enables the reader to like comprehend the context like in a more efficient way.
Yes.
It would
You can
enable
say,
the
oh, yeah, give me a second. In other words, your reader, because they're following you, you can take your reader anywhere. You can take them to the moon and back with your complex ideas. You don't have to be like a third grader writing. That's not my, that's not what I'm trying to get across here. If we're writing at an eighth grade level, doesn't mean that only talking, you're only, how shall I say this?
I also
If when you write at an eighth grade level, doesn't mean that you're communicating at an eighth grade level, if you know what I mean. And I'll prove it to you. There's plenty of literature books out there that are written at a fifth grade reading level and are super complex, super advanced. Why? It's the arrangement of ideas, it's the analogies that they use, it's the arguments that they use. All right, sorry. So Kushi, what were you going to say?
Enables readers to understand the core concepts of the entirety of the chapter or whatever the chapter.
Okay. Yeah, the core concepts, the do you mean main ideas also?
Yeah,
Yeah, core concepts.
enables them
Yeah,
to
I think
grasp
you
the core concepts. I also noticed that like
yeah.
readers like and like in a sense they only use like one or two advanced words and then the rest of the words are like simple. So like the readers
Yeah.
also like grasp the information.
Yeah, I mean the real guide here is look, girls, once you um once your writing skill improves to the level you're having all the control over your thoughts. You girls have lost control over your thoughts because the words are getting in the way, they're getting jumbled, they're getting confused, right? Um, that's evidence of losing control. I'm just trying to give you back control, that's all. Are you are you still going to be able to use big words? Of course. Of course. But so what's going to dictate that is not necessarily the rules. Yes, you should always err on the side of simplicity. But when you find that you've written a simple sentence and you look at that sentence, you say, you know what? This is still not explaining it. I need to use this big word. Then you use it, right? Because it's necessary at that point. But if you just right out the gate, just start giving your reader the biggest word you can think of and the most complex, because you can. And trust me, I do it all the time in my own way. I try to impress people with my poetry and my ideas, but it's not always the best thing for my reader. Um, okay, appropriate use of academic vocabulary, employ technical terms and discipline specific language accurately and when needed. Thorough proofreading and revision. Um, Identifying correct errors in grammar, punctuation, and style that could hinder readability. When I read this bullet list here, it reminds me of the rubric that I showed you before. Remember, that vocabulary was only one of six different traits. Organization was one, development of ideas was another, sentence variety, sentence fluency, writing conventions, finally, not seven, it should be six, vocabulary and word choice. Okay. Ultimately, writing that is clear, well organized, and effectively it communicates the intended message is more likely to receive higher grades than writing that is unnecessarily complex or uses a lot of jargon without clear purpose. When your teacher says to you, I would have given you an A, you got a B, but darn it, your words are too simple. When that happens, then you go back to those really complex words, right? Um, so yeah, all right, that's just a strong way of saying it. Are you girls ready for a few videos? Cool with that? Okay. I'm going to do something here. I have to reshare because um, I have to optimize for sound. We're going to put stereo. I don't want to do the longest first. Let me see. Yeah, let's go with this first one. I think that might be a good one right there. This may be the longest. Um, no, that's not. Let's see. All right, being concise in your writing. Let's look at this one. Yeah, I think when I saw this last one, I thought it was the best. Um, okay.
Do you know what's really
Oh, and by the way, what you're going to notice when this was so interesting. Remember how we did the IVF? Do you remember what the I and the V stood for?
No. No.
Well, so the I stood for identify the subject, right? Who or what is doing the action. The V is in Victor stood for the verb
Like the verb.
itself.
The verb.
Yeah, the verb. And then F was the finished thought. Wow. So let me see. IVF. Oh, I know why. Session. And I'm not even in the right tab. So what's going on with this? Session document. So you're going to see more than one video actually talked about this. They didn't call it the IVF, but they said subject, verb, finished thought. So it's so interesting. Here we go.
Fun. Making a website on Wix.
Hey, where?
All right, let's get to work here. There are.
All right. Can you hear her? Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, great. So pay real careful attention here, and I may stop the video a couple times just to make sure that we're getting the most out of this.
A number of reasons for which what the fluff? Let's try that again.
Let's start.
All right, let's get to work here. There are a number of reasons for which what the fluff? Let's try that again. It is important to consider that I am informing you of what the fluff. No. How about this? This video will help you write concisely by avoiding slow sentence lead-ins. All right, let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about cutting the fluff through one simple trick, avoiding the slow lead-in. Let's get to work.
Okay, basically, what she's saying there, the way that she started her video, was she was kind of making fun of having too many words and not getting to the point. And so when she talks about fluff, she's talking about extra words that don't belong.
Okay, so to give us an introduction on this idea of cutting the fluff, which most of us want to do, I actually made this video as a follow-up because I noticed that my concise writing strategies video was super popular. So I want to bring you all more ways to cut the fluff. And in today's episode, we're going to look at the beginnings of sentences specifically. Okay, so let's start with an example of a sentence that's a little on the fluffy side. And by that, I mean a little wordy and not full of words that mean a lot, right? Fluff words are words that exist without contributing to meaning, making you wonder, why are they there? All right, see how many fluff words you hear in this sentence. This is to inform you that we are waiting on one more piece of documentation in order to complete your file. If I wrote that and I wanted to go back and edit, I want to edit in a meaning-forward manner. I want to protect the meaning, bring it to the surface by taking out all the fluffy words that don't mean a whole lot. And you can usually recognize those words when you see a long string of small words in a row, right? We've got this is to, you that we are, on one more piece of. We have a lot of that going on here. So how would we tackle this? Well, the first thing I would do is say, this is to inform you that. Is this really saying something? I feel like if I received something and it says this is to inform you that, I kind of already know because I already received it. We don't have to say that, right? And that is a great example of a slow lead-in that postpones meaning for your reader. Now the reader has to wait through this is to inform you that 5 words before they start to get any content whatsoever. So that's what we're focusing on today. But before we get there, let me kind of finish how we might think about this sentence. Couple other issues where we notice fluff. We are waiting on. Is there a verb that would be 1 word, not 3? Piece of documentation. Couldn't we just say a document or even what the name of it is? And in order to kind of means the same thing as to, right? So I would maybe revise that to say we need 1 more document, or what the name, we need form 5 to complete your file. Okay, so this sentence really got a bad start with that slow lead in, and then the fluff just continued. So what we want to do is avoid the slow start, which creates a tone of fluff from the get-go. So let's look at some of the most common slow lead-ins that many of us use, just as a reminder to get them out of there. Okay, the it is lead-in. It is important to note that. It is important to consider. It is noteworthy that. All I'm saying right now is I'm about to tell you something important, but I haven't told you that important thing yet, and don't you wish I had? We don't have to say it's important. We just have to show it and just say the real meaning, right? Just delete that part and get to it, and we'll do that together in a moment. The there are or there is lead-in. There are a few updates. There are 3 reasons I support this. There is a new policy I'll be telling you about. There is, what does it mean anyway? Nothing. It means nothing when it's on its own like that. So there's no reason to use that slow lead-in. Or we're not writing in a meaning forward way, right? And lastly, the this is or I am lead-in. This is to inform you that. I am writing to inform you that. This is in reference to. I am writing this in reference to. Those are preambles, right? That's a collection of 5 to 8 words that's just sitting there, putting off the actual thing you wanted to say. So what can we do instead to avoid slow lead-ins and lead with content and meaning? All right, look at a sentence, figure out who's doing stuff, put them in the front, and then count how many fluff words you saved.
Okay, you can see there, find who's doing the action. That's the subject of the sentence. Identify the subject. So this is to inform you that I will give you your paper tomorrow, right? So instead of this is to inform you, get rid of that and put I at the beginning. And then she's going to talk about inserting the verb, and you put that next, right? I will give you your paper tomorrow.
So maybe we were talking about there are a few updates, or there are reasons, there is a policy, or it is important to do this thing. Who's going to do it? Who's going to get the updates, etc.? Put them in the front. We should consider these new updates. Make sure you note the new policy. These updates, blah, blah, blah. Management updated this. We don't have to say it is important to note that management updated it, just management updated it, right? And that's what I often call front-loading meaning. And to front-load meaning, we avoid slow lead-ins and we put who's doing things right away in the front. You may have caught this tip in a couple of the other concise writing videos.
Okay. You'll also notice here, like who is doing something, that's the subject. Then it's interesting, she doesn't call it the verb or the V for verb. She calls it what are they doing? Same thing. I, V, F is the last part, and you'll see it'll be direct or indirect object.
That idea of leading with who and what. And that will prevent you from having a slow lead-in, because we can see in action here how many words we save by starting with who's doing something instead of by starting with a slow lead-in. It was reported by, I don't even know what's happening. Who are we talking about? It was reported by the state of California. Oh, now I know who's doing things. That workplace accidents have reduced. If we say who's doing something in the beginning, the state of California reported a reduction in workplace accidents. We've saved 3 words. And even better, for busy readers, it was word 2 where they started finding out who was doing something. The state. In the first example, it was, we know nothing. Similarly, it is important to note the many options clients have for improving safety. Who is this even about? The clients. Let's put them in the front. Look at how many words I saved there. Okay, so this is all you've got to do to start your sentences on a concise tone right away. Avoid those slow lead-ins. We picked them up in school. There are 3 reasons I support addressing climate change. It is important to note that this research conveys, right? We don't want to speak like that or write like that at work, because that slows things down for the reader. So keep it in mind, avoid those slow lead-ins. Watch your sentences get more powerful, all right?
Okay, if you
Slow
look at
lead-ins.
this, basically, get rid of that, excuse me. So you can see here, she highlighted the who in purple, and notice how it was buried after 5 words. One, two, three, four, five. Actually, 4 words, the state of California. So she moves the state of California to the front of the sentence, which you can see below. And then um, she took this passive sentence, made it more active, and then she followed the subject with the verbs. So subject, who or what does it. Secondly, followed up by what they did. And then finally, um, you supply the rest of the sentence, like for whom or by who, um, because of what condition, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Watch your sentences get. I'm bringing out more concision strategies week by week.
okay, what are your thoughts about um, the video here? What did you find helpful?
Oh, the like the subject was like placed in the front of the sentence without like, so the reader has to like avoid like the extra information that's presented like in the context.
Oh, so yeah, that makes
You can just
sense.
like
You
digest
place
the
the subject.
information firsthand.
Yeah, that's great. So the reader gets to avoid that fluff. Um, all right, Koshi, what did you find helpful?
Like speaking brevity and like be concise in writing, and like
Yes.
don't use a lot of like complex word usage because like it's gonna make your sentence like too in like too like in longevity and too lengthy. So yeah.
Yeah, make them too long. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, lengthy is a perfect word for that. Good choices there and how you responded, both of you. Okay. So let's take a peek now at some of our writing and let's see, because I was kind of thinking about that. And so um this is where I get a little stuck sometimes in terms of where your writing is with this planning sessions, elements of style, and it should be under assignments. Okay, writing assignment instructions right there. Twin story second draft. Um, yeah, let's take a look at this. I'm just kind of curious. We'll get to both of your writing. I'll try not to spend a lot of time. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay, we still have 15 minutes. Let me plug in real fast. Oh, okay.
It's the second one.
Okay, so can we spot anything here? Can we
Wait, I
spot
thought
any
it's the second
fluff?
document. Or is the
Oh,
original one?
so it should be the other one?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Okay,
simple
great.
one.
Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Let me do this. Now, we
I think
may
it's
or
like
may
a
not
fifth grade
find,
level.
you think it's fifth grade level? Okay.
Yeah.
For instance, twin sister and I are introverted as we are the last individuals to leave at a birthday party or are the last individuals to greet individuals at community park or at our school. We enjoy eating large amounts of ingredients. Yeah, I remember that. To begin with, incidental characters such as being introverted, being a large. My twin sister, and I display indistinguishable physical traits. Okay. Yeah, I don't see the same sort of fluff here. Um, because here, I don't consider this fluff, I consider this really good writing because you have transitions there. To begin with is really good. Nevertheless, is really good as well. Okay. But again, I think what we're gonna look at some other videos only because what I notice here, there's a different type of fluff in, for example, this sentence here. And I could have picked, a number of sentences here. But looking at this, nevertheless, my twin sister and I show a certain amount of differences. Um, how can you, okay, let me ask you this. If you could cut out at least 3 words
Oh, show differences.
and maybe replace them, show differences, right? Yeah. And I would even say, unless you mean show as in people see, like
Oh,
I'm
display.
showing you this, I'm showing you the other side of my glasses. We probably should use the word have.
Oh, display. Oh.
Yeah. Nevertheless, my twin sister and I have some differences. You see that? You know what's beautiful about this? Once you have fewer words here, you could even throw in some qualifiers, right? Watch this. What word can you add in here to add even a shade of meaning here? Well, I could say my sister and I have some important differences, right?
For how?
Or some or
Oh,
some
yeah, it's
key
important.
differences. Yeah. Yeah, what did you mean by that? Yeah, it's a person.
What?
Well, it's hard to hear, so that's why I'm just looking at the closed captionings and I might be reading this incorrectly. All right. So let's look at Cushies next. Maybe it's over here in the first draft. It's ice writing twin story first draft turned in. Oh, I don't see it now. This is weird.
Oh, you
Okay.
don't? Oh.
Yeah, I have the control as the teacher, but for some reason I do not see. Why
I
is
can
that?
I can like not try it or something that helps. Let me check.
Well, that's weird though, because I should be able to see it unless, yeah, that's strange. I don't know how that happens.
Um, um,
Is this it now? No, that's your first draft. That's your first draft. I don't, Kushi, I don't know if
I
you've,
can share my I can share my screen if you want. I have it. But
okay. But I'm also interested in why I'm not able to see it. So, I mean, yeah, you
it's
can share your screen, but
it's called My Story if you want to see. I think it's called Twin Story Second Draft.
see, I'm looking at yours here. So, Myri, you turned yours in
I can
and it's there, but Kushi, I don't think you turned in your second draft.
um
Yeah,
it looks
but
like
it's
you
here. So
updated.
I can see it now though. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to show you something too. Oh yeah, let's look at this real fast. This is, I don't want to neglect this. We could always look at a video at the next session as well. So remember how we were working on this and how everything that I had changed had showed up in green? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So what I did after you guys went home, I mean, you're home, but the session was finished, right? So I went to
Yeah.
Hemingway.com and I cut and pasted just your writing, just your part of it into, and it came up with a grade 15. And five of the nine sentences are very hard to read. One was hard to read, as you can see here. So what I did is I took just my suggestions just based on what you had said, and it gave it grade 9. So this is basically my rewrite of your sentence. And so again, I want you to understand if you're turning this in, you can change it because this is yours. You know what I'm saying? I'm respecting the fact that this is your paper. It should be your ideas. So you don't have to take my suggestions. It's just a kind of lesson here that you can accept or reject. But what I'm going to show you is let's read it. Have you ever asked yourself if twins share more similarities than differences? Twins enjoy doing things that others do not. Twins do things that only they understand, and as a result, people become perplexed. Twins have a special way of communicating that only they can understand. Um, I would even make this better by saying, furthermore, twins have a special way of communicating that only they can understand. Then I would have said, for example, social media platforms
Like for instance,
like
or like
TikTok, YouTube, and Snapchat, um, not are things that allow. So I'm going to get rid of are things. Allow twins to. I'm going to put
aren't
in.
you gonna include furthermore? Or in for instance, I mean. Can you say like recreational activities or leisures? Or not really,
Oh,
actually.
I love that. Okay, nice, nice,
Okay.
Cushy, very nice. Um, so let's work that in. Cushy, if you're okay with that, yeah. So you can again.
Does it make sense?
Um, well, I'm going to see if it makes sense. Um,
Or like recreational
okay, so
pursuits?
twins enjoy stuff. Go ahead.
Let's say
Public.
recreational pursuit. Yeah. Uh,
Um, okay, let's take that. Recreational pursuits. Twins enjoy doing things that others do not. Um, and twins, huh, also do things that only they can understand. Watch what I do here. I want to vary my sentence structure here. As a result, ooh, look at that transition. Beautiful. People can become perplexed. I wanted to soften it a little bit because I don't think people always become perplexed necessarily, but you're the twin, so you're the one who might say, Shaw, it's actually true. People will always become perplexed, as we have found, can become perplexed. Twins have a special way of communicating. Yeah, right here, I'm going to say furthermore, because I think this is even a greater difference that you have. Twins have a special way of communicating that only they can understand.
and then you said for instance or for example.
Yes, thank you. For example, I was just a little stuck there because I felt like I repeated myself, but I had not because in the first instance, twins enjoy doing, and here twins have a special way of communicating. So there's two separate things. For example, social media, I would just say, yeah, it's like TikTok, YouTube, and
What's
Snapchat
included?
included. You'll say included.
Huh?
For example, social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Snapchat allow twins to enjoy these special inside ways of communicating. Um, for instance, while using one of, oh no, never. For instance, they might react to something on a YouTube short in a way that others would not understand. Notice how I went from a simple word to a more higher level word because the simple word was kind of slangy and it wasn't clear. So remember, I'm not going to just get rid of complicated words just to do it. Um, but obviously, at times, I am going to have to go back and make it more complex. If you did not already know, twins' private conversations are like a foreign language. I could even say, as you can see, as you might imagine. All right. Put this into Hemingway. I don't think really need to do, but all right, here's the last one. Let's get rid of that. Boom. All right. Oh, this sentence here is hard to read. For example, social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Snapchat allow twins to enjoy these special inside ways of communicating. All right. Well, I think what I'm going to do here, um, this sentence is too long and complex. Use shorter sentences and simpler words. I'm not going to fix it with AI because then I'm not really learning anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the examples we learned from the video. Um, okay, I'm gonna break this up into two sentences. Um, or I know, I watch this. Um, I'm gonna take out these examples, but I'm gonna bring them back in. So I'm gonna do a little trick here by breaking up the sentence here. Social media platforms.
That's including.
You'll
Oh.
say good?
Social media authorizes twins does not make sense, right?
Socially authorizes?
No,
Oh,
um,
authorizes.
but I don't think
No,
that makes sense.
authorize. No, authorize is the wrong word because when you authorize something, you're an authority and you're kind of a gatekeeper, and people have to ask permission for you to do something, right? So you allow it to happen officially through some sort of step that you take.
Do you like permit it or no? That doesn't make sense.
Well, let's look at the
Enable.
sentence for. Let's
Enable.
focus on this.
Actually, allow makes
And
sense.
yeah,
No,
enable.
enable.
Enable is
Enable. Oh.
yeah, that's a good example. Enable. Um,
And also, in when you're saying like you can't I can't use like including, right? Oh, what? Including where? Instead of like. Where's like?
yeah, I don't
Um,
see like.
oh, you probably delete it.
All right. If you can just let me finish this, I'm not quite sure what that what you're referring to, but let me kind of finish here to show you. Social media platforms enable twins to enjoy these special. I don't think that's what you're trying to say. You look, you don't need these social media platforms in order to enjoy these special ways of communicating because you do that anyway, but you do it while you're using social media, right? So I'm going to change the order of the sentence. I'm going to say, um, twins communicate in this special way when they use social media. Oh no, what just happened? What just happened? Oh man. Oh goodness. It just disappeared. So I don't know. Anyway, can you kind of see? So this is the sentence I was going to write. Um, I'm gonna make it really fast here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna put my voice. This special way of communicating between twins can be seen in their use of social media, period. For example, comma. Now, do we want to mention TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube? Is there a reason that we need to? Probably, right? They might be watching a YouTube video, short, and both laugh at the same
Oh, we
thing.
both like say stuff like in a moment like we just like say the same like thing at once. Like
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Okay.
And then
Okay,
or
that's
we
great. I
or we
like that.
or we think of the most like unexpected things like people could think, and then we like both say at the same time.
Right. Gotcha.
We also like
They
laugh
might
at
be
the same
watching.
concept.
Okay. Gotcha. Um, let's include both of those. They might be watching a YouTube short when suddenly they will laugh at
Simultaneously.
the same time
I like the
and
simultaneously.
even say
Yeah,
the same
simultaneously. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, they laugh. I mean, we laugh simultaneously. Wait.
Wow, is it that's amazing. I'm learning so much about twins right now. Okay, do you think this is an okay sentence?
No,
They
that's
might be
not good.
watching a YouTube short when suddenly they will laugh at the same time.
Wait, what is weekend thing? Wait, what is the weekenders mean?
Weakeners. Okay, what is a weakener? Let's find out. Adverb, aim for zero or fewer. So they don't, yeah, get rid of adverbs. Use of passive voice, nice work. Um, oh, twins can be seen. Oh, got it. Okay. The twins communicate. So now I'm going to move this to the front. Twins communicate. Watch, it's not going to make me lose this. Twins communicate um, in this special way when they are viewing a social media platforms such as YouTube. While watching a YouTube short, for example, Yeah, I don't know. We could spend a long time doing this and I could probably fix it, but the readability is grade level 6. So with that, I can actually make it more complex if I needed to, if I figured or if I felt that the reader's not quite understanding the nuance of my thoughts. Twins communicate in a special way when they're viewing social media platforms. All right, well, that's better now. So it made it happier. So you see it's trial and error. Oh, come on. Everything's kind of colliding right now. All right, this is good right here. And that can go into my suggestion here. Okay, so I'm going to give you, I will, again, I'm not ready for with in terms of what kind of homework I'm going to issue, but let's see here. I have too many tabs open, so I'm going to try to close our session here because I know that we're out of time. Writing, parents. Wow, way too many tabs. We don't need the open session document. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. It kind of disappeared. Yeah, there it goes. So, okay, that's it. That's that paragraph. So let me stop sharing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you to watch one of the videos, but I'm going to just, I would just wait for me for about 35 minutes. Let's wait until like 7:30. And at that time, I'm going to select probably some exercises for you, or I'm going to find an example essay, which I did. I think I found one, but I'm a little picky with these because I want them to be the right one for you. Um, it kind of, let me show you if I can what it looks like. Yeah, I'll kind of give you a sneak peek at it. And all I want you to do is, and I'll create an assignment where you just copy it. Don't change anything about it. And here's one. So opinion paragraph, model and non-model. So this is from a prompt that said, from your perspective, should schools require Saturday makeup sessions, classes for students who have missed several classes or assignments? So this is from a an EL student who was reclassified, meaning that he's at the highest level of an English learner. So you can see here, it's a very short essay here. Um, I think that the bottom one is not a good example, but the one at the top is. So I will have you copy that. But I might look for a better one. It has a little more complexity to it. Um, as you can see here, this is a
Is this person
yeah.
at like the highest grade level?
No, 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 no. What they are basically, so some of these tools come from a lady called Dr. Kate Kinsella, and she focuses most of her expertise on English learners. Okay. So that's why I'm not quite sure I want to use this with you. However, it is a pretty good example of um, it's a little more concise, but I don't like the fact that it's all one paragraph. So I'm going to look for something that's a little more academic looking and perhaps not English learner oriented. So that's what I will do.
What's not my homework though?
Yep. What's my homework though? Yeah, well, I don't know what your homework is yet. Like I said, I'm gonna I know what kind of thing you're going to do. I just don't have an example of it because your homework is going to consist of you looking at an essay and copying it exactly the way that you see it, just as a way of giving you a good example.
Wait, that's like all.
No, I'm not going to give you too much homework, but I'm also going to pick some exercises from our workbook.
What
Okay.
is what are the assigned pages, or like what is the homework primarily based on?
I don't know yet, but it's going to be something along the lines of everything we're working on, concise writing, um, making your writing more powerful. Okay. So, there are plenty of exercises for that. So just a lot of good exercises. I'll try to make sure that there are ones that are going to actually be useful for you, right? And that's why I don't want to just flip through the book and just pick some pages at random. So